A wizard means a set of or collection of pages. Okay, so the collection of user interfaces, and we navigate from the first interface to the second one and to the third one, that way, right? So let's say I do have a requirement. We'll take a very simple example and we'll create a wizard for that. Let's say we do have a requirement where we need to create an account, a contact, and an opportunity all at once. Okay, so the company wants that while a user is creating an account, at the same time he should also create a contact as well as an opportunity for that account. Okay, so that's my business requirement. There can be this kind of a requirement that you have to create 3 or 4 records in 3 4 different tables at the same time. Okay, now what you want to do is, one option that you have is you simply have one page where you ask the end user to enter all the information and then click on save. So that's one approach. But what I want to do is, I just want the end user to be able to create the account on one page, then create the contact on the other one, and create opportunity on the third one. Okay, so I want them to enter three details of all 3 records in 3 different pages. Okay, so I want to have a page one for to enter account information, page 2 to enter contact information, page 3 to enter opportunity information, and page 4 for review and save. So once the user moves from first page to the second page, he does not save the account details. Okay, he just enters the contact details on the page 2, then he enters the opportunity details in page 3, then he moves into the page 4 where he reviews the data, and finally he saves it. All right, so the save operation will happen all at once after on page number 4, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. Okay, and that's how we are actually going to take it, or that's how we are actually going to work on it. Okay, so let's create a wizard of that kind here. So first thing that we need here is 4 pages. Okay, so first of all, let's do the simple stuff. Let's create those 4 pages. Okay, let's straight away go and create the 4 pages. So I've created a page called page 1. Similarly, I'll create 2 more pages, page 2. Then let's create a page 3. And a page 4. Okay. So we have 4 pages here right now that we have done. All right. Now the other thing that I need to do is, I need to connect all these 4 pages, okay, using the page reference actions. So let's go and start writing the class for it. So we'll use one controller for all these 4 pages. Okay. So let me go to setup. And then go to develop Apex classes, new, public class, call it wizard class, and say four methods I have to define, and all these 4 page reference methods to take us to those 4 pages. So public page reference, go to page 1. Let's say this is one method which will take me to page 1. So it should be return, it should not be null, it should be return page dot page 1. So this will take me to page 1. Similarly, I need 3 more methods. Public page reference, go to page 2, and this should return page dot page 2. Then public page reference, go to page 3, return page dot page 3. One more, public page reference, go to page 4, return page dot page 3, page 4. Okay, so we have created 4 page reference methods, so that should help me do the connection between these pages. So let me just go ahead and open the Visual Force page. So I have a controller called wizard class. Take this controller, go here, come to page 1, and let's set up the navigation. So fx page 1. Controller is wizard class, fx page block, and fx page block buttons, fx command button, value next page, action. So I'm on page 1, so next page will be page 2, right? My action will be go to page 2. So there should be my action here. Form component needs to be used. Fix form component. Okay, so this is for the first page. All right, now let's go ahead and do the create the buttons or navigation for page 2. So on the page 2, so put this, so the controller is same, okay, just that on the next page button here it should take me to page 3 because I'm already on page 2, and I also need a previous page button here because this is page 2, so there should be a previous page button which should take me to the page 1, right? So value will be previous page, and action will be go to page 1. Okay, copy this. Let's go to page 3 now. Here the previous one should be page 2 and the next one should be page 4. Right. Then I come to page 4. In page 4, because that's a review page, okay, I just want to be able to have 3 buttons here to review accounts, contact, opportunity. So I might want to review any or edit anything, right? So I should have that option of editing account, contact, or opportunity. So let's create the controller here. So it's page block. Title review page, apex page block buttons, and here I need 3 buttons for review: apex command button, value, edit account, and action. Because account details are being entered on the first page, so I will say go to page 1. Button value is gonna be edit contact, action will be go to page 2, apex command button, value, edit opportunity, action, go to page 3. Okay, we need a form tag here. Fix form okay. Right. Okay, so all the 4 pages are ready and the navigation is also fine, I think. Let's check. If I click on edit account, it goes to page 1. Next page from page 1 takes me to page 2. Next page takes me to page 3. This takes me to page 4. I can go to edit contact and then come to the previous page. So that's fine, I guess. Yeah. Let me also put some title so that we understand which page we are into. So for the page block, for the first page, let's put the title: enter account details Okay, page 2, I would say enter contact details and go to third page, say cash opportunity details. Okay, so my navigation is working absolutely fine, right? So from opportunity page, if I say previous, it takes me to contact. From here, if I say previous, it takes me to account. Okay. Now we'll have to make arrangement for entering the data, right? So for that, again, let's go back to the class. So in the class, what do we need? We need three S objects which need to be entered: account, contact, and opportunity. So three S object need to be defined first of all, and then we also need get methods for all three of them. So let's go back to the class and say account A, contact C, and opportunity O. Okay, account A, contact C, opportunity O. So three opportunities, three S objects we have created: A, C, and O. And we will define the get methods for them. Public account get A will return A. Public contact get C return C. Public opportunity get O return O. Okay, so three get methods for three S objects are there. That's done. Now if when I have the get methods defined, I should be able to, okay, because I'm not supplying the values for these S objects through a SQL query. These are going to be new records, right? So you should write it equals new account equals new contact and equals new opportunity. Okay, so these are going to be new account, new contact, and new opportunity. That's fine. Try to save this. And then just call them on the pages. So go to the account page. page 1. Okay. Now here I would call the fields from that account and I will enter them. So I can say fx input field value is a dot name. Same way we can have whatever mandatory fields we can enter. Name, let's say type, industry, phone, fax. Okay. Text page block section. Let's put all this under page block section. The good thing about page block section is all these will come with their labels. So I don't have to spend much time on formatting if I'm using a page block section. But only thing that you'll have to make sure while you're using a page block section is you make it one column. So number of columns equals 1. And we can have it here. Okay, so this is my first page. This is where I will enter the information for account and then click on the next page. All right. Same ways we will need to go and create the page number 2. Page 1 we have saved. So let's create a page block section. Apex page block section. Number of columns will be 1. Apex input fields value will be c dot first name. So whatever data we want to enter, let's put that. So enter c dot first name, c dot let's say last name. We have to make sure that we are giving all the mandatory fields, otherwise the data will not be entered, right? So I think last name is the only mandatory field or required field for contact, so we are using that. Okay, so first name, last name, email, phone and fax. Done. Okay, so this page is also ready where I'll have to enter the contact information. Now let me go to the page 3, third page. Create a page block section here, and this is where I'm going to enter the information of opportunity, right? So number of columns can be 1. Apex input fields value o dot name, let's say name, stage name, amount and close date and type. Okay, so 3 pages are There in 3 pages I am entering the details, right? Page 1 I enter the details of account, page 2 I enter the details of the contact, and on page 3 I enter the detail of opportunities. Alright, so my 3 pages are ready. Now I'll have to go to the 4th page which is the review page. Okay, now go to the page 4, and in the review page I need all the details to be displayed. Okay, but what I need on a review page is I don't need input fields. On page number 1, 2, 3, those are pages where you have to enter the data, but review pages where I just want them to see the data, not enter the data there. So here instead of input fields I'm going to use output fields. Page blocks section, title, count details, and I say collapsible equals false and columns equals 1. Now in this case I need output fields, so I'll say output field value, a dot name. So whatever data we have entered, let's bring all of them. Name, type, industry, phone, and fax. Okay, so this is the account review section where you will be able to see details that you have entered for the account. Same way I need 2 more sections. The other section is going to be for contact details. So title, contact details, collapsible equals false, and number of columns can be 1, and I need the same output field. Value can be c dot first name. And one more section for opportunity. So let's create Apex page block section, title, opportunity, collapse equals false, columns equals 1, text page, sorry, output field, value o dot name. So whatever fields you have entered, display all those fields here. Stage name, close date, amount and okay, so my review page is also ready. Okay, so here I can review the data of account details, contact details, opportunity details. Okay. Okay. So you have an option of using a tab style. This tab style will use a default style of any object. Okay, that when we create a tab, there is a style associated to that, right? So while creating tabs, you must have seen that, right? So since that, by default it had that account wala tab style, which was not looking that good. So what I have done is I have just changed the tab style to opportunity. You can try changing it to something else, and your style or coloring thing will change here. So use it for cases. See, so let's keep it for opportunity. That was looking okay. Okay, so the page is ready. All my 4 pages are ready. The class is there. Okay, so let's go and go to the page number 1. Let's start entering the data. Let's say IBM Limited. Type is partner. Industry is technology. Phone
We didn't keep
is,
any
let's say,
save or a cancel button.
321 Okay, so I've entered the information of the account here on this page. I click on next page, it takes me to page 2. Okay, and then I enter details. Jeet Singh 7 gmail.com. I enter some information. Okay, then I click on the next page, and then I enter the details of the opportunity. Op 231, whatever name you want to give it a stage name, give it an amount, and then select a close date, what type of opportunity, then go to next page, review page. Okay, oh, for contact details I did not use other fields.
Jeet, will it save automatically?
Sorry?
Jeet,
Uh-huh.
will it save automatically? We didn't perform.
No, it
We
will not
didn't
save.
perform any save operation, right?
No, it will not save. It has just, as of now, it is just on the page. We have not done any save thing now.
Mm. Mm.
Okay, so I've corrected this thing. Now let me go to page 1, enter the data. Go to next page. Okay, go to the next page. Go to next page. So the data has come, right? I mean, now I've been entering the data from page 1 to page 2 to page 3, and now I am on the review page. All right, that's fine. I want to edit the account details, so I will just click on edit account. Comes here. Okay. Maybe what we need, we can do is we can have a maybe what we can do is we can just have a direct review page button from any page. Okay, all right. So far it's fine, it has been done, and I've been able to bring in all the details from page 1, 2 and 3 on the page 4. This is where I review. In case I want to edit anything, I can just go click on edit contact or edit opportunity, go there and then edit the details, come back. So now I'm coming to the next page. Next page, you could have created a direct link, okay, to come to the review page. Okay, now the final thing, entering the data. So far everything is on the UI, nothing has been committed to the database so far, right? So for entering the data into the database, what I need a save button here, and for that save button I need to have an action. So let's do this. So let's create one more page reference method, but this time it will be for saving the data. So it's going to be simple, public page reference save now, whatever. Okay, so on this first thing it should return null. Okay, and then it should insert a. So all those three S objects that we have defined here, they need to be inserted into the database, right? A, C and O. So what I will do is I'll perform an insert A operation here, insert C here, and insert O here. Okay, there's a small problem with this code. If I just insert account, contact and opportunity one by one, there is a small problem there. The problem is that if I insert account and then I insert a contact and then I insert an opportunity, there will not be any connect between these three. You understand that, right? So your account gets inserted, and then contact gets inserted as a different contact altogether, which I don't want. I want the contact to be created under that account. So this account should be the parent of this contact and of this opportunity. So we'll have to define that link or relationship. So what we have to do, the moment this account is created, I should go and say C dot account ID. So C has a field called account, right? And that name of that field is account ID, right? Equals A dot ID. So try to understand this line. It's a very simple line, but it's actually gonna assign this account ID, the one which got created. Now this got created, it has received an ID. Now this account ID will be supplied to the contact C, okay, and Then C is created. So now C is created as a child of this account A. All right. Same thing needs to be done for opportunity as well. So before you create the opportunity, say O dot account ID equals O, sorry, A dot ID. Okay, so that's it. So I will insert A, then assign the ID of A to the account of contact. Then I will insert C, and then I'll assign the ID of from A to the opportunity, and then I'll insert the opportunity. That's it. Save it. Okay. Now on this Visual Force page, page number 4, I need to have a save button. That's it. Fix command button value save all action save now. That's it. So now let's go to page 1. Go to next page, come to the previous page. Sorry, enter the information here. Yeah, so the data is there. Enter the details of opportunity, put the stage name. Next page. Yeah, so all the information is there. If you want to review, you want to edit, do that. Want to save, just click on save all. Okay, now ideally this did not go to any other page because it was a return null, right? So that is the reason why it has come here. Let me just make it page 5. Okay, but we can do that. But let's see first of all those records got created or not, right? So I should have an account called IBM Limited which got created. Here it is. Okay, so this account, under that there is a contact got created and there is an opportunity also created under this. All right, so my code is working absolutely fine. If you do not write that line that c dot account id equals to a dot id, then this contact will not be created under this account. So that is what we actually want to do, right? Now what you can do is you can just have a text, and you can have a page 5, and you can say congratulations have successfully created account, contact, and opportunity. Let's say. Page 5, line number 4. What's the problem with this? Okay. All right. So on my page reference method, where I save, I don't want to return to the same page, so I can just go ahead and say return page dot page 5. So that should also work. So next time, when you click on save all, it will save the data and take you to this page. You have successfully created account, contact, and opportunity, so you will come to this page. All right. Does that work? Please let me know if anyone has a question here. Simple example of creating a wizard. Let's do one example on our own. Just give me a minute. Let me just come up with a requirement. Okay, so let's do a small activity here, similar kind of activity. So we'll have to go ahead and create a wizard. All right, and you have to create a wizard for the same way I did it for account, contact, and opportunity. You just have to go ahead and create it for account, contract, and order. So I want to create a wizard for account, contract, and order. So I should have 3 pages. First one to enter the account details, second one to enter the contract details, and third one to enter the order details. Right? And you can just take 5 or 6 fields for contract and 5 or 6 fields for order. Like same kind of thing we need. Okay, so let's quickly get into that and do that. So start with creating the pages and then define these methods for connecting to the pages, then work on them. Right? So I need account, contract, and order to be inserted using one single wizard. Okay, so because Srinivas joined late, I guess. So what I'm gonna do is, Srinivas, I'm gonna display this code of the class on the page, and I'm pretty sure you should be able to get it from here. Should not have much difficulty, right? So on my screen, you will be able to see the code as well. Yeah, but okay. Okay, so that's the code for the class. All right. Okay. So the other concept that we're going to talk about is a controller extension, the fourth type of controller, and this is very simple. There's nothing you know very different about a controller extension. It's similar to the custom controller, and it's written the same way as a custom controller is written. So you use Apex to write a controller extension also. The only difference between a custom controller and controller extension is this word extension. So this does not act as a primary controller. Okay, this can work as an extension to a standard or custom controller. So if you already have a controller on your page, let's say you're using a standard controller and you want just some functionalities to be defined by you, okay, maybe one or two methods from your side, then you can use an extension. So instead of using you using your primary controller, you can use a controller extension. Got it? So that's one way of doing it. So how do we create a controller extension? Exactly the same way as we create a custom controller. Just that the way you call it on the Visual Force page is going to be different. Okay. So give me a moment. Let me just go to the page. Okay. So to create an extension, you just have to go to setup, create an Apex class. Click on new. Public class E1. You have to define a constructor, public E1. You have to say apex pages dot standard controller and then you can define whatever you want. String hello public string get hello return hello. How are you? Okay, so that's it. Your extension is ready. So you just have to make sure that you write this line. Okay, if you want to use a class as an extension, that's it. Apart from that, everything whatever you do for custom controller, you just have to go that way. You have to define your methods, and now you can call this method. Okay, and you can call this class as an extension to an existing page with some other controller. Let's say I am here. V3. This V3 is a page where I'm using a standard controller, right? So this is a page where I'm already using a standard controller. It already has a standard controller, right? So far, whatever example we have done, we have seen either we are using a standard or a custom controller. Now, You are using a standard controller. However, you also want to be able to call that method, that hello method. So you just call it as an extension here. That's it. Now once you've called that extension here, sorry, even okay. Now you can call the method from there. The same way you call other methods on a custom controller page. See? So this is a page where you can use a standard as well as custom controller. Okay? So that is the logic. Rest everything we have learned on how to create methods in the custom controller, how to call them. We know everything. Just that when you have an existing controller, and it can be a custom or it can be a standard controller. When you have an existing controller on a page, you do not want to see, if it's a standard controller, then you don't have an option of going and editing that code inside the standard controller. Okay, so if you're using a standard controller and you want to use a method from your end, then the only option which is left with you is use an extension. Okay, when you're using a custom controller and you want to put in your method, then you have two options. Either go to that custom controller class and edit it, right? So if I'm using a custom controller, in that case what I can do is I can simply go enter the custom controller class and edit that, or I can create an extension and use it. The other option is create an extension and use it. Got that? Now while we talk about creating an extension and using it, there can be situations where maybe you do not have access to the existing custom controller. For a standard controller, I told you there is nothing that you can do. But while we're talking about custom controller that is being used and you're using an extension for with the custom controller, the reason can be, let's say you do not have access to the custom controller class, or you are not allowed to edit that, or you have been using that controller and your page is absolutely working fine. You don't want to go and mess up with the actual class or the controller. You just want to try a few additional methods and you don't want to disturb the actual class. So these can be reasons, right? And definitely, with standard controller, it makes all the sense because I cannot write any code in the standard controller, right? So this extension allows you to have a combination of standard and custom as well. So your methods combined with the Salesforce.com methods and stuff like that. Okay. Did we get the concept? Please let me know if there is a question or doubt on this. That's it. You don't have to do anything.
Yes, Jeet, I got it.
So now you can write the complete code here, all the methods and all that stuff. Fine. Just that make sure that you're writing this line if you want to call this as an extension. If you don't do this, let's say if I've not used it here. Okay, if you don't do this and if you try to call the extension here, then it will ask you to create that. So it will say constructor is not there. So better you create it on your own, right? So that's there. Okay, so that's the only thing that we need to understand about the controller extension. All right. So I think that's it for today.